Hi, buddy. You gonna help me carry in this water? Yeah, I didn't think so. The water's in here. Oh, and the kitties are in here. Well, at least this one is. Hey, are you in here? You're a sweet boy. So, update. The door broke. It's split right in half because of snow behind it. So, that was fun. I wasn't here for it, but I heard about it. Was not impressed. Oh, the other kitty is in here. Here he comes. Hey, are you coming down here to visit too? Hey, sweet boy. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go close up the car, and then I'm gonna come in here, and we're gonna start knocking out ice. You're not gonna help with that either, are you, Oscar? I know, your presence is help enough. What a cute boy. All right, let's get at her. Now the other one's up here. The car closed up, and I think what I might do here is show you the babies, since I haven't updated you on that. So the main update of the week is that our main road to the farm has been closed. So it's been a real struggle to even get up here. And the laneway hasn't really been blown all that well or often. So here's hoping we're through the worst of it, because I am very, very done with this winter. But the light at the end of the tunnel is that it's almost March, which means I get to start some seeds soon. And I get to see these cute boys. So my girl Coca, she had 6 babies with my boy Dax. So she had 3 broken casters and 3 solid casters. So that tracks. Mom Coca is a caster and Dad is a broken caster. So that is what we got, because caster is dominant over all the other colors. So that's our first litter. And our second litter is from our girl Emoji. Emoji is a broken blue otter, and she's bred to a self black. So unsurprisingly, we got some self blacks in her litter. We got some broken blacks. Look at that cute little butterfly. We got a couple of whites out of this litter. So white is a very recessive gene, and that means that both Mom and Dad carry white. So they were a little bit of a surprise. I knew that the dad, Eclipse, carried it, but I didn't know that the mom did. So that is pretty cool. And I also didn't know that the mom carried chocolate, but here is a broken chocolate. So look at those speckles. So again, blue, which the mother is black based, which is dominant over chocolate. So she would have to carry chocolate in order to throw chocolate. Actually, both parents would, because the dad is black, which is dominant over chocolate too. Yeah, I geek out over genes. Anyways, so that is that litter. We've got some pretty interesting colors in that one. A couple of surprises. And Mom, she had 9. So I took one away so that she only had 8, because I have another doe who only had 7. And so I gave one of the white ones to that doe, which we will be looking at next. So this is Sunchoke, and she is, pull this right out of here. And she is a harlequin, a chocolate orange harlequin. And this is her litter. And we're going to just pull this out of here so we can take a look in the light. All right. So she, well, you can see there's Emoji's baby. White. So all of her babies are either red or harlequin. And they're all very, very chunky. And they all have really, really pretty rufous on them, which is the darkness of the red color. So I haven't actually checked to see how many reds and how many harlequins, but right now it looks like she's got probably 4 or 5 of them are red. So if they have any specks of black or chocolate on them, that means that they're a harlequin. But if they're pretty much a solid red, then that means that they're red. And the reds, when they're this little, they can have some lighter color up their sides. That generally they grow out of that. And sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not they have any speckles or spots on them until they get their adult coat in. Generally you can tell, but sometimes it's hard. So that is them. Look at this guy. That's a very speckled baby. I know you want some, but you know better, don't you? You don't take any of them, do ya? Hey? All right, we'll get these guys back in with their mom and move on to the next one. No, you don't take any. No. No. Now you're just playing. Now you're just playing with me. Look at that guy. All right, we'll get these guys back in with Mom and move on to the next one. And next, we have our sweet girl Nutella and her babies. Featuring noisy chicken, apparently. All right, so surprisingly, we have one caster. I say surprisingly because she was bred to Dax, our broken caster buck. So I was expecting more casters, but she's only got one in her whole litter. And the rest are broken black otters. And they are really, really chunky. They're only a couple of days older than the other bunnies, but man, they're probably 1.5 times the size. And the reason for that, look at the spots on that one. That's beautiful markings. The reason for them being so much bigger is the fact that there's only 4 of them. So she only had 4, and they are little chunky monkeys. And I am really, really looking forward to seeing how these ones turn out. I held back one from her last litter, and I named her Hazel because her mom's name is Nutella. And I am hoping to show her at some shows this year. So she's a chocolate otter, just like Mum, but she has better fur. And she's very pretty. She's got very nice type. So I'm hoping that these guys are very good too. Dad is a grand champion, so he throws some pretty good genes into the mix. And Mum, she did well as far as type in the show ring, but her fur structure is a little bit long for a Rex. So I'm trying to correct that. And going by her first litter, Nutella's first litter, I have managed to correct that in Hazel, but we'll see how these guys turn out. You guys are so silly. You're so silly. All right. So people may wonder whether or not the scent of the cats will bother the mom. If I touch the cats and then I touch the babies, or if my scent will bother the mom. Well, in my opinion and in my experience, the mom is used to my scent and she's used to the cats being around. And so I don't feel like I've never lost a bunny because Mom has thought that there were predators, the cats were predators, or I was a predator. Never lost bunnies because I have touched the babies. So even when they're freshly born, if the mom is in there too long, I'll kick her out of the nest box so that I can check to make sure that the babies are okay right when they're first born. It's really, really important to check because sometimes if she has a stillborn baby, that stillborn baby, if it remains in the nest box with the other babies, it can start to kind of go bad and it'll kill all the other babies. So we always check to make sure there are no dead ones when they're first born. And after removing those, my scent does not bother the mom at all. So, and look at that otter in the ears. Thumbs up. Yeah, that's my thumb. Gross, isn't it? So I'm going to tell you why I have purple hands in a minute, after I introduce you to the next batch of bunnies. So this litter is interesting in that the mom is a caster and the dad is a red. So Rufus, my grand champion red buck, is the father, and I have a harlequinized caster doe. Now, she doesn't show any signs at all of harlequin on her. Normally on a harlequinized caster, there will be like black spots or a split face. She shows none of that. But in her first litter, she was bred to a caster buck, John. And I know, I've seen his pedigree and he is from a very prominent breeder. So I know there's no harlequin in his lines at all, anywhere. So I know it had to have come from her. So I did a test breeding to my red buck. You are very, very lively. And this is the result. I have a bunch of harlequin babies. And she had, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 babies. And 5 of the 8 are harlequinized. And not just harlequinized. Look at the markings on them. They're very harlequinized. So 5 of these guys are harlequin and 3 of them are caster. Now, I will have to either test breed, or sometimes these guys would have like lacing in their ears or a split black and caster face. But they're a little bit too young for me to tell just yet whether they carry harlequin or not. I'm pretty sure the one that I held back from her last litter is harlequinized, but that doesn't matter to me because I also breed tricolor. And yeah, so I can keep those bunnies back, the ones that carry the harlequin, and use them in my red program or in my harlequin program or my tricolor program. So these guys are just very, very lively. Mom's doing a good job with them. So that is Miss Rosie's litter. And it looks like I'm going to have to add. Sometimes the mom gets a little hungry and eats the bedding out of the nest box. So I'm going to have to add some more bedding to this guy a little bit later. But for right now, they're okay. They're back in the section that has lots of fur and lots of lots of bedding so far. So I will just put them all back there, back in the fur. And I will fix that up off camera. I added a bit more fur. I have a stash of fur. So it's not always rainbows and butterflies here on the farm. This gal was in my other video, hay stashing. She was pulling fur. She was doing really well. And then she had one giant stillborn baby. So she didn't have any bunnies that lived, which is unfortunate, but it happens. And then her sister also had stillborn babies. So I am not 100% certain what was going on there, but neither one of my little Californian does had their bunnies live. So that is unfortunate, but they will be rebred, and hopefully their next litter will make it. And this here's my girl Kendra. That was a cat. This is my girl Kendra, and she had a litter of 8 bunnies. However, they all died. She had them in the wrong end of her nest box and put the fur in the other end. And I was not here quick enough, and it was a cold night, and they all died. However, we managed to salvage the situation, and I fostered half of a litter of 9 over to her. So she's got 4 babies with her, all little castor babies. And they are very, 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 very cute and adorable. Aren't you? You're very cute. They're all in their little nest box. Well, that guy just jumped in, and Mom's put her toy in with them apparently. So yeah, these are the babies of Mara. So Mara actually is a doe that has won best of breed a couple of times, and she's got, I think, 5 or 6 show legs, but she cannot be granded because her pedigree is not complete. But these guys, if I decide to show them and they win enough legs, they can be granded. But since Mom, it was her first litter, she was struggling producing enough milk for 9. She had 9 babies, which is a big litter. So once Kendra here lost her babies, I thought, well, she might take these guys. And she did. She accepted them even though they were 2 weeks older than her babies, and their eyes were open and they were all furred. She accepted them, no problem. So both litters, the split litter, both halves of it, are doing much, much better with this situation. So even though Kendra lost her babies, she's become a very, very, very good foster mom to these guys. There's the return of Noisy Chicken back here, so 1 minute. And here we have the other 5 babies in that litter. This is Mom Mara. And she's a very, very pretty girl. So yeah, so there's 1 black otter, and the rest of the litter were all casters. So 8 casters and 1 black otter. I was kind of hoping for more black otters, but you get what you get. So Dad is a caster, Mom's a black otter, and Dad, even though he's caster, he has to carry black otter, because otherwise they would all be casters. Hey, baby. Oh, now one is laying an egg. Chicken, that is. And here is our doe Clover. She's the one that had the pseudo pregnancy, and it was definitely a pseudo pregnancy because she did not have any babies. And finally, we've got a cute little baby silver fox. There's a litter of them. They're a little bit wild because I haven't been up here as much because of the snow. So I haven't really got to taming them, but silver foxes are very, very tame regardless. So, yeah, you're a very cute baby, aren't you? So yeah, that is the update on the litters for now. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Oh, I was going to tell you about my purple hand. So yeah, we had another doe that was due, and she's an older doe. And she actually had one bunny. However, it came out feet and butt first and got stuck. It was huge, like at least twice as big as a normal bunny. So I ended up disinfecting my hand with some Blue Coat and going up after this bunny. It was not good. I eventually got the bunny out, and the doe is recovering. She was on painkillers and antibiotics, and I'm hoping she will make a full recovery. But it's probable that I will retire her after this because she definitely she's my very first silver fox, and I don't want to really risk that happening again, especially since she's an older doe. So yeah, that is how I have purple hands. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and the update on all the bunnies, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Amy out.